As you can see here, I've got a wide range of similar shades of beige. Never pick a paint color based on itself. Do some comparisons. When I'm choosing a color for my own home, sure, I have a color in my head. I'm comparing it to 4 or 6 similar colors, like a little bit lighter, a little darker, a little bit more colorful, a little bit more neutral. That is the best way to pick a color. And sometimes I change my mind. I'm like, you know what, I like that one, but I might like that one better. Of course, the best way to do that is with Samplize peel and stick. No messy sample pots. They're made with real paint and they're more affordable and they come to your door the next day. Okay, end of story. Now, let's do some comparisons. Sherwin Williams Natural Linen. Don't get me wrong, I love Accessible Beige. I love natural linen, like hardcore. So look at the difference there. Natural linen they're both light beiges. Natural linen is lighter, a little bit cheerier, and while it is a muted beige, it's not quite as muted as Accessible Beige. That doesn't make Accessible Beige bad. It's just different types of beige. So if you have Accessible Beige and think, you know what, maybe it's a bit grayer than I want something a bit cheerier, natural linen. We got Benjamin Moore Manchester Tan. Now look at the drastic difference there, right? So this is where Accessible Beige, maybe it looks that little bit pink undertone in comparison to Manchester Tan. That's because Manchester Tan has a bit of a yellow-green undertone, which you can see in comparison. If you've never seen undertones and this is your first shot at it, this is what I'm talking about, where a color is beige at heart, but these little shifts between them shows you what their undertones are, right? And the more you practice, the better you get. Now, Sherwin Williams Kilim Beige, super popular, hot in the early 2000s with the Tuscan homes. By the way, if you have a home from the early 2000s, I have a blog series about them that is like, it's awesome. Okay, anyways, Sherwin Williams Kilim Beige, a little bit more saturated, a little bit warmer and richer. If you're looking at these two colors for your space, there should be one clear winner because one probably isn't going to work and one probably is going to work because these are really going in different directions in the beige world. Sherwin Williams Natural Tan, super popular, very comparable. If you say, you know what, I think Accessible Beige is a bit darker than I want, but I like its general approach. Natural Tan's a pretty one, a little bit more colorful. I wouldn't say it's cheery, but you know, it has less orange in it than Natural Linen. Again, comparison. You might not see these things until you compare them. Sherwin Williams Sand Dollar. You might look at Accessible Beige and say, you know what? It might be a bit pinky for me. I think it's too pink. Dun, dun, dun. Now, compared to a beige that actually has quite a bit of pink in it, look at that. Accessible Beige falls back so neutral, so muted, so modern. I rarely recommend Sherwin Williams Sand Dollar. It's pretty powerful, but it's a great comparison to show you what's shaken here. Benjamin Moore Elmira White. Love this color. Great comparable to Accessible Beige for their general approach to being like grayed out, muted, coming in slow and easy. Sherwin Williams River's Edge, great color. If you get Accessible Beige and you're like, it's falling a bit flat in my space, too gray, it might even be a bit green. I need more orange and pink, which is very normal if you have beige finishes. River's Edge is beautiful. Love it. And I have blog post reviews on these. I have videos on many of them or will be doing them, so check them out. Sherwin Williams Balanced Beige. Accessible Beige sits above Balanced Beige in the fan deck. They look great together. So Accessible Beige is just fallen a bit flat. You have a super bright room, you find it's washing out. Balanced Beige is darker, so it's going to contrast more and give you a little bit more meat on its bones. Modern Gray is beautiful. If you're like, you know what? I like the idea of Accessible Beige, but maybe I'm not ready for beige. I need something a little bit more transitional. Modern Gray is beautiful. So is Sherwin Williams Egret White, Benjamin Moore Edgecombe Gray. If you're thinking you might need to go that way, gorgeous shades. Sherwin Williams Aesthetic White. This is like the off-white take on Accessible Beige. This color has like all of my heart. I love it. Again, I've got reviews on that bad boy. Sherwin Williams Shiitake. It's so close to Accessible Beige in the fan deck. They're often running for the same spot on your walls for good reason. Check them out. You can see Shiitake has a little bit more depth. I would say it has a little bit more of that typical tan look. If you're looking to paint your cabinets, you know, I would say Shiitake will give you a little bit more flexibility because it is a little bit darker. Same goes with Balanced Beige, a little bit more flexibility. The lighter your cabinets are, without being white, the harder it is to pick a wall paint color. Just saying. And lastly, Sherwin Williams Canvas Tan has a nice big swipe of dirt in it. I need to order a new sample. So you can see Canvas Tan is more of a typical tan look, and it shows you how beige, how muted Accessible Beige is. Now, here comes the fun part. Don't get me wrong, this is fun. I love this stuff, but the next part of the video is where we look at colors that coordinate with Accessible Beige for accent walls, feature walls, adjoining rooms, cabinets. So let's get going on that.